Okay, thank you guys for hopping on tonight. Tonight we have a special call. I was originally going to host tonight's team call and give a little wake up call, pick me up, motivational ranting that I do best. But then me and Cindy were talking today, and she was telling me how she's going to share with her amazing team and a couple other teams about simplifying things. And hold on, I got to go through and mute everybody real quick. Okay. And so we decided to combine our team calls tonight, and because it was a great combination of having a little pick-me-up pep talk and going into how she had her wake-up call, and it helped her simplify things and duplicate them. So I figured this was a great opportunity to combine calls, and I'm hoping that she's jumping on soon. But for now, I'm going to lead the way. And like anytime, you guys know, you guys could always unmute yourselves, ask questions, right in the chat box, ask a question. We always open up the call at the end of the call. Before I start on the team call, I want to make sure that you guys understand the importance of Super Saturday that's coming up April 2nd. Who has been to a Super Saturday before? Yeah, that's a good chunk of you guys. Okay, who is planning on going to a Super Saturday? Awesome. Okay, there's Super Saturdays all over the place, you guys. Sometimes it takes a couple hours to get there, but I promise you every single one is worth it. Like me and Cindy and a couple other coaches in the Seattle area legitimately drove 3.5 hours, caught a ferry to this rinky-dinky little community center to go to a Super Saturday. Oh, of course, yours is right down the street. How lucky. That's awesome. But you get to meet other coaches. You get to hear amazing success stories, whether they're financial or physical. They touch your heart every single time. I've never been to a Super Saturday where I didn't cry. I'm a crier, but like it's legit, right? So make sure you guys go. You get to hear about new products, new programs, new promotions, and everything. Don't miss it. They're a lot of fun. A lot of the times you get to do a live workout with everybody. You get to feed off of each other's energy. A lot of fun. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my topic. Yay, Cindy's on. Okay, great. So after I share what my sharing is, I'm going to hand it over to Cindy. So the reason I wanted to talk about a little wake-up call is because I see a trickle down, not a trickle down effect, but I see a roller coaster effect in coaches. And I've been getting a lot of coaches coming to me, whether they're brand spanking new or coaches that have been a coach for, 6 months, 9 months, 10 months, or 9 months, 10 months, 9 months, 12 months, about how they feel they can't proceed in the business unless they're at their goal or unless they have something to share. And here's the beauty of this, guys. Every single one of you signed up for a different reason, right? I talk about this all the time. We all have different goals. We have different passions. We have different motives why we want to be a coach. Originally, for a lot of us, it was for our own accountability, and it still is. But even if you're a brand spanking new coach, you signed up yesterday, you signed up this morning, maybe you signed up an hour ago. There's a reason why you signed up as a coach. There was an excitement that you had, right? Was all of you let me take it down a notch. Was everyone excited when they signed up as a coach? Or did someone like legitimately have to twist your arm? Everyone was excited, right? Right? Head nods. Okay. Here's the thing. Never lose that excitement. I totally had to con you. BS, Cindy. Anyways, never lose that excitement. Because when you guys think about something, when you're excited about something, it's so easy to talk about, right? No matter what it is. Maybe you just got off the world's largest roller coaster and you're telling everyone, oh my God, it was so much fun. I can't stop talking about it. Maybe you got a brand new pair of jeans that make your butt look the dunk-a-dunk and you can't stop talking about it. Maybe you signed up as a Beachbody coach and you're so excited because of all the opportunities, all the financial freedom, all the physical possibilities, all the people that you can help. And you can't stop talking about it. But for whatever reason, there's something. Oh my gosh, I just got super nervous. There's a guy on here. I'm sorry. Welcome, Matt. It's weird. I can't call everybody ladies now. So I'm sorry if I do. But for whatever reason, sometimes when we become a coach, there's a halt. There's an obstacle. There's something that's like, whoa. And it slows our excitement down. And then we start losing ourselves. Then we start overthinking. Then we're like, oh, well, I need to perfect this. And I'm not good at this. And I need to pay more attention to this. And we start losing our excitement. We start losing our why. And we start losing our way. Now, a couple weeks ago, I talked about how not to lose your why, otherwise you'll lose your way. And that's the truth, guys. You always want to keep that in your mind. Because otherwise, it's going to send you on a downward spiral. All you're going to be doing is thinking about the negative. Like, how many of us have hit a slump in our life? Maybe we hit a plateau in our weight loss, and whatever we're trying, it's not working. And so all we're focusing is on that. And then you stub your toe, and then your car gets a flat tire, and then your dog runs away, and then the rooster doesn't wake you up when you need to be woken up or whatever. Like, all these bad things keep happening to you, right? Well, let me tell you this. The same thing happens with good things. The same thing happens with positive in your life. So when you think about, I signed up as a coach because I want to help people, right? Well, how has your upline helped you? Think about that. And think about how that could be gifted to other people. And think about what you're keeping from other people if you don't share that experience. I've heard so many amazing success stories at Super Saturdays. There's some that are even on our call that have, thought about suicide, or were legitimately depressed, had postpartum depression, had their child died. Shane Hartley, for those of you who are in the Pacific Northwest. But Beachbody has helped all these different lives change because of the positivity, the community, the accountability, the support. We thrive on that, right? Like, there's a golden retriever in all of us, like some way, shape, or form. There's a little bit of golden retriever. That's why we're all here. That's why we show up for Zooms, right? Whether or not we get any information, that's why we show up, because we like to hang out with our team, right? Think about that when you're going along. When you guys think like, oh my gosh, I have to wake up on Monday. I'm dreading Monday. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. My day sucks. You know what? When I used to have a day job, yes, I liked my job, but I was so excited for my lunch break because I got to work. I got to work at my desk for my Beachbody stuff. I was so excited to get home because I got to work on my Beachbody stuff. I started focusing on the good and letting go of the bad. That can change your life just by doing that. You guys, I listened to Blair Dreesen and Got the Big Leap. If you guys have not read it, get that book because it is amazing. It talks about upper limits and how we hold ourselves back. But this book has legitimately shown the things that we hold ourselves back and how often we make excuses. We often tell ourselves, I don't have enough time. I'm not finding time to work my business. I'm not finding time to work out. Do you know every single one of us has the same exact hours during the day? It's how we make the time. It's what we do with that time. Oftentimes people will be like, I don't have time. And then I'll try to break it down. Well, what do you do in the morning? Tell me exactly what you do. Well, I wake up at 6 o'clock and I get out of bed around 7:30. Well, what do you do for an hour, hour and a half? Oh, I lay in my bed and I scroll on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, well, what do you, are you intentionally scrolling? Like, are you trying to build relationships? No, I'm just seeing what's going on in the morning. Oh, that's okay. That's as pointless as watching the news. No offense for all you news watchers, but you're not getting anything out of it. All you're doing is fueling your mind with negative stuff because I mean, unless you're following a bunch of Beachbody coaches, then you're going to get positivity stuff. But think about it. Unless you're intentionally scrolling Facebook, you're just wasting time. You could be spending time on your personal growth, on personal development, building relationships, on your physical fitness, meal planning, budgeting if you're having financial problems. There's so many different things that you can be spending that big chunk of time on that is just being wasted away. And then at the end of the day, you're like, I'm done. I'm so burnt from today. I didn't get anything done like I wanted, right? But little do we know that if we just watched our time and what we were doing with our time, we would have had a huge chunk of time that we could have been productive with. It's so often we find ourselves so exhausted at the end of the day, thinking that we were so busy doing everything that we needed to be productive, but all we were doing was busy work. Most of the time, we half-ass. To me, multitasking is half-assing. I listen to Chalene Johnson. To me, that woman is like God, because anything she says, I'm like, yes, I'm listening. I agree. Everything. I'm following you. She says multitasking is like half-assing. Our body, our mind, our soul is not set up to multitask, to give 100% to multiple things. And if we do, we're just half-assing. That's like playing with your kids, cooking dinner, and messaging someone at the same time, thinking you're being super productive. All you're doing is giving just a little bit to everybody. Instead, all those attentions need your 100%. I've had many wake-up calls in this business, and I'm probably going to have a wake-up call all the time. And it's not an aha moment. It's not like, oh my gosh, I found my way or I found my calling. It's things that smack you in the face when you either feel like you're failing, feel like you're succeeding, or being stagnant. There's things that we do that we think, oh, well, so-and-so wants me to be diamond, right? So I have to go forward. I have to get diamond. But in your heart, maybe your heart doesn't say go diamond. Or maybe you're like, oh, well, everyone's hitting Success Club 10, so maybe I should just do that. But in all honesty, you don't even know what Success Club 10 is, and you're just trying to shoot for something that someone's telling you to do. Now, I'm not telling you not to hit Success Club 10 by any means. That just means helping 5 people a month. But what I'm saying is you need to feel in your heart what you were meant to do. The great thing about this business is you are in charge of your business. There's so many trainings, there's so many opportunities, there's so many different amazing speakers and calls and videos and things that you can get amazing takeaways. That doesn't mean you have to follow every single one of them to a T. You make it your own. You follow your path. You do it your way. This is not a copy and paste business. Now, that doesn't mean don't copy and paste like something in the Q&A or, whatever. What I'm saying is everything that you do is done from you and your heart, right? We all have different objectives. Oh my gosh. Objectives in this business. I'm sorry. We all have different purposes. Sad thing is, not everyone on this call thinks that they have a purpose yet. Not everyone on this call thinks that we're good enough to be a Beachbody coach or to help other people or to even put ourselves out there. I want you guys to think about this for a minute. What is the thing that's holding you back? What could your wake-up call be? Could it mean you're trying to take away debt from your life, and then all of a sudden your husband gets fired from his job? Boom, you're on one income now. Your life is depending on you. What are you going to do? Is it that, or wife, yes, thank you, Cindy, or wife, sorry. Okay, so got to mix things up here. No, all awkward and stuff. Is it that, I lost my heating, my water heater 2 winters ago. It went out during winter when it was 20 degrees. Do you know how much a brand new water heater costs in the middle of winter on a weekend? What I'm saying is there's so many things that could happen in life. I'm sorry, Christine. I love you. There's so many things that could happen in life. We don't know how long our lives are. We don't know how far we're going to prosper. We don't know the things that are going to happen tomorrow or an hour from now. All we know is what we can do right this second, this present. Don't think about the things that you could have done in the past. Don't think about the things that you should have done yesterday. Think about the things that you should be doing now to go forward. I know that I've been dealing with a lot of health issues, right? And one of the symptoms is depression, which is something I've never experienced. Oh my gosh. Which is something I never thought I experienced before. Right? And God damn it, there's a boy out here. Sorry. So when I'm reading all this stuff, like what does depression mean and what does this mean, and it says like you need to take a day off, you need to pull away from your original activities, and then it says you need to find something that makes you happy. Well, all my daily activities are the things that make me happy. How do you guys feel when you reach out to somebody and they say, "Oh my God, Jesse, you saved my life. Oh my God, Cindy, I can't tell you how good you made me feel by helping me lose 10 pounds. Oh my God, Candy, you convinced me to leave this horrible relationship." Like, we don't realize the way we impact people. People come into this business thinking, I'm just going to help a bunch of people lose weight. In all honesty, if you've been a coach for more than a week, you help people a lot more than that, right? But yet we're too scared. We're too scared to put ourselves out there because we think that we need to work on ourselves before we can help anyone else work on them. And I promise you, that's not true. You can work on yourself at the same time as helping other people work on themselves. This is a community. We can do it together. I don't want you guys to hold yourselves back because you fear you're not good enough. You fear that you're not worthy, or you're waiting for the right time. Maybe it's not the right time for you because you're not financially stable. Maybe it's not the right time for you because you're not near your goal weight. Maybe it's not the right time for you because you binge on pizza every Tuesday or whatever it is. When is going to be the right time for you? Why do we constantly hold ourselves back? What is it going to take you to move forward? Every day, there's something that we lack in ourselves. Is it mindset? Do we half-ass our workouts? Do we half-ass our nutrition, our meal planning, our inviting, our relationship building? There's something that we're not giving our all to. But when you start thinking about the things that matter the most to you, to your family, and to your future, you will start seeing the things that deserve to be given 110%. Am I right? Do those things, do you and your family and your future deserve 110% of you? Now I want you guys to be honest with yourselves. Do you feel on any given day, we'll just say today, because I said don't worry about the past or yesterday. So today, did you give yourself 110% today? Some say yes, some say no, some aren't saying anything. And that's okay. There's no right or wrong answer. But there's far too many times that we don't give ourselves 100% for whatever reason. And I I can't say one thing to make everyone change that. It's up to you and what you feel in your heart. Where do you want to go? Where do you deserve to go? No matter what happened in your past, no matter what happened yesterday or 10 years ago or 20 years ago, that's in the past. But what you do today matters. What you do tomorrow matters. It's up to you to change that, to make that change, and to help others make that change. There's so many people out there that have nobody, have no vision, have no direction, don't know where to go. And look at all these beautiful faces on here and handsome faces on here that can help people, right? You don't have to be perfect. I'm going to say this again. You do not have to be perfect to help people. You don't. You can mess up. You can have bad grammar. You could stutter a lot like me. You could cry on television, whatever. You don't have to be perfect. All you have to do is be genuine. That's it. I wanted to give this big speech about I'm going to give everyone a wake-up call because everyone needs the same exact wake-up call. But when I thought about it, not everyone needs the same thing. Because not everyone is headed in the same direction, right? I can't lead everybody on the same path. We can do something all together, but it's up to us and our hearts what we're going to change in ourselves to be better on the outside. So what's your wake-up call? What's it going to take for you to stop holding yourself back and start giving yourself 100%? Now, with that said, I'm very excited. Cindy, I already gave a little spiel earlier before you hopped on, but I'm very excited. I was just going to go on my rampage of motivation talk tonight, but Cindy messaged me earlier and told me that she's been doing an amazing job with her team, and she was going to share tonight on her team call. So we're kind of combining them, and she's going to talk about her wake-up call and how it helped her change from being an emerald stagnant coach for quite a while until she had a wake-up call, and then she went diamond three weeks later. So with that said, Cindy, take her away.
I gotta unmute myself here.
You're good.
Okay. Hey guys. Well, I don't know how to follow that because what I'm going to be talking about isn't, pulling your heartstrings tonight. Although who knows, I could possibly randomly cry at any moment in time. We all know that is a reality that could happen. Okay. So for those of you guys that I know we have a lot of new coaches on here tonight. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Cindy Atkinson. And I've been a coach for about 3.5 years, and I'm actually one of Vicki's diamond coaches under her. I'm having, just so you know, I'm having like some atrial fibrillation. Does anyone know what that is? Like I get AFib with my heart. So I've been coughing like a whole bunch. I get it sometimes. So just so you know, that's, if I'm coughing like a bunch, that's what's happening. My voice is all scratchy right now. And so basically, yeah, I've been a coach for 3.5 years, and when I started coaching, I was 268 pounds. I'm 5'1". So you want to talk about being in a position about not thinking that you are going to be able to coach people. I was definitely one of those people, and it was very slow going. I started coaching just because I really wanted to pay forward the gift that Vicki gave me and the community that we had built. But, I was in every fancy push to diamond group, every, group we possibly had. And, I was constantly in my mind thinking that there had to be this secret sauce that people had that I didn't have access to. I swear to you, I thought Vicki had it bottled up in a jar, and like she had like magical unicorns in her Shakeology or something like that she was giving people that I didn't have. Like legitimately, I thought that she had something that I didn't have. And then one day I just got so tired of hearing, I say tired, right? Of hearing on the national wake-up call or other calls about like every single person saying basically the same things, right? Do your 3 vital behaviors, be consistent, read your personal development, invite people. And I'm like, it just can't be this easy. Like my mind was, I'm kind of like a weird researcher person. So my mind, I'm like, there just has to be something else. Right. And so finally I just kind of had a wake up call. And I was literally like, probably the weakest emerald there is. I mean, it was like my husband and my cousin were my emerald spots. Right. And then I got one other coach and I was kind of like, oh, okay. So then I started doing personal development every single day. And then I went from that position to diamond in 3 weeks. I didn't even tell Vicki really what was happening. Like we weren't in any group at the time. Like it was just kind of like an out of nowhere thing that happened. And there I was like, holy crap. Like I just went diamond. And I tell everyone all the time, I'm like, if I can go diamond, anyone was around when I was a coach knows, like I struggled big time. So if you ever have felt like a failure as a coach or like you're not going fast enough, because, you'll hear people say, oh, I went diamond in 45 days or whatever. I'm like, that's crazy talk to me. Right. I mean, it literally is. And I know it's possible. Now I know it is, but like you have like these kind of mental blocks that get in your way. And so I realized, okay, well, these are like the simple steps. And then I still struggled even after that to hit Success Club consistently. My husband's gone, so I have 3 kids here by myself. I'm sorry. Yeah, go upstairs. Really? Can we go on demand, Mom? Sorry, guys. And then I struggled to hit Success Club too. And because of the same reason, I thought that there was some magic. And, I really didn't think, could it be that easy that I just literally have to talk to people every single day? Like I get to have fun on Facebook and have conversations with people and just learn about people and ask questions about them. And so finally, we were at a Super Saturday. I know you were talking about Super Saturday before I got on, right, Vicki?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, everyone should go. If you can't go, make sure you get there or try to get there, And we were at a Super Saturday, and 15-star Mike Ryan was talking about how it's about how much you connect with people on a regular basis, not necessarily talking to people about Beachbody, but really building those relationships. And he had told a story about how he was in real estate, commercial real estate, and he owned an office with a really good friend of his. And all of a sudden he found out his brother bought a piece of property from this other guy. And he's like, dude, I'm your brother. Like, why didn't you buy this piece of property from me? And he said, well, I play pool with him twice a week. I haven't seen you in a month. And that was like what was like the kind of wake up call for me as like how I need to connect with people with my Beachbody business, that it's not necessarily talking to people about Beachbody every day, but it's being present. It's being present in the people's lives that you touch. Like, so, after that, I went and got a tracking software. I know a lot of people track different ways. I prefer to use the software. And so, however you start doing it, but I started tracking and I hit Success Club every single month, right? After that point. And so that's like another little simple thing that was like so simple, but I overcomplicated it. And it was like, all of a sudden, I would message Vicki and I'm like, I don't even know what's happening. It's like it's effortless. Like, I don't even know I was having people then like refer people to me all the time. And I'm like, this is just crazy, because I was always in their mind, like you post on your social media consistently, you do it consistently. People see it. If you're consistently on people's pages, they see it. And you're going to be constantly in people's news feeds, in people's minds, without necessarily being, hey, buy my Shakeology from me, or here's my 21-day fix cups and containers, And so like I fight simple systems. And I think a lot of us do. I think we struggle with that. I think that, I talk to a lot of my coaches and so many of, I've got screaming kids, I'm sorry. So many of us fight these simple systems. And, if you're Emerald right now, literally 3 vital behaviors, they're going to be your best friend. Finding a system that works for tracking to talk to people and just talking to people. And if you have a problem talking with people, get over that fear through personal development. And the only way you can really get over that fear too is by doing it, which leads me to the next thing. Like, okay, so I'm big on, okay, well, I have an ADD like kind of problem about shiny things and objects, which is obviously why I had a problem with thinking that there was magic sauce, right? But I do this even within my own downline. So, so my coach Ladina is on here, right? Yeah. Okay, I had to go. She's on the other screen. Okay. So my coach Ladina is on here. Don't worry, I won't make you talk unless you want to. Okay, so I'll do the talking. Okay, so my coach Ladina, like she's basically been a rock star from the get-go, right? Since she started. And, you know, she's just was totally on it, was, okay, you want me to do the 3 vital behaviors? What are they? Okay, I'm going to do them. And then she went off on her own and she made this free accountability group. Now I've been kind of anti-free groups lately because I know people use them for networking and stuff like that, which I think is a great tool for networking and to expand your network. But I've always had this hesitation because I'm like, well, where do we go after that? You know, right? Like then you invite them to an ongoing challenge group. What if they say no? Then they're like, bye-bye. And they're just kind of flying in the wind, right? And, you know, when Vicki and I first started, you know, challenge groups were challenges, right? We had, and, you know, whatever program you were doing, like, you know, like I first started with Vicki with Turbo Jam and Turbo Fire. Those are like 60 and 90-day programs. And our challenge groups are actually 90 days long. And you were with the same, you know, 10 people or whatever for 90 days. And then you had your results and you finished your program, right? Well, now like our challenge groups are 21 days, 30 days. And so they're so small that you don't really keep that continued connection with people. And so Ladina, she started this free accountability group and she just wanted to, I'm so sorry. My kids are like screaming in the background. It's really my 4-year-old daughter. She's totally crazy.
You're okay.
I'm going to tell her Vicki's coming over here to.
Oh.
Zoe. Oh my gosh, you guys, sorry. Luckily, there's so many parents on here. They're like, whatever, we know what's going on. So basically she started this free accountability group. And I'm going to recommend that you guys like all do this because I've seen, here's another aha moment I've had in my own business. Okay. So I've been a diamond for about, oh yeah, right. I'm sure Lily's like, no, crazy. So I've been a diamond for a little over a year. Okay. And I've just kind of, oh my gosh, it's been like a roller coaster. You know, when you go diamond, you lose your rank, because you stop doing your simple behaviors, right? Because you have all these people that you now have to take care of that you think you have to take care of. And so, you know, and I've seen some growth in my own business and my downline and my team, but it's always been just like, 1 emerald here, 1 emerald there. Oh, someone dropped emerald. Now we're not diamond anymore. Like, and that's kind of just how it goes. And you kind of accept it and you try to keep building it up and trying new ways to help your team. Well, I kind of changed things and went back to basics. And for all my new coaches, I now focus on 3 things. I focus on, with the Getting Started Right calls, I focus on Success Club. I focus on their goals for the next 6 months, 6 to 12 months. And I focus on going emerald as soon as possible. So I went from like 2 emeralds to now I think I have like 9 emeralds, which is like in like 3 months, right? I mean, that's some pretty good progress, right? With getting emeralds like that. And it's been very simple. And I tell all of them the same thing now. And so Ladina, she's one of them. Well, Ladina's almost diamond, actually. Whoop, whoop. So she's like took off and she has this free group. Okay. And she puts everyone in this free group, right? And then she holds a paid 21-day fixed challenge group every single month. So on the second week of every month, she has a prep week. Take notes on this because you guys are going to want to do this because it's like she got the old moneymaker here. Like it's her system is intentional and it works and it's amazing. And we've now duplicated it team-wide with what she's been doing. So she basically she does we do a 5-day clean eating challenge in the very beginning of the month, the first Monday. And then she does a prep week the second week for 21-day fix. And then the 21-day fix is the third week. And then as a team, we do a 5-day sneak peek the fourth week, right? Very similar to what you guys have with Vicki, right? Which what Vicki does. So she has this accountability group that's going all the time. And these people are not people that are necessarily doing Beachbody. but some of them are. So you have people who just aren't ready. So all these people that when you're, especially a new coach, and you're kind of afraid to invite people, and you kind of have a little bit of a fear of introducing, you're not comfortable with the products necessarily, you're not comfortable with the challenge packs. It's like you don't really know what to do. And so you just tell people, I have this free accountability group, and we do weekly challenges in the accountability group, and you win fun prizes. Do you want to join it? Okay, so that's what we do basically. And Ladina's been doing, I kind of went into her group as a fly on the wall, and like she has this group with her coach Tanis, who has been like on the leaderboards like every week since she started as a coach, right? And who is also now Emerald and almost Diamond. And then she has who else is in it? Lisa, right? Yeah, Lisa. Okay, so she has, and those two coaches she found in that free accountability group, right? So every month she actually posts, so they're running weekly challenges. They have, oh my gosh, they have all kinds of challenges. They have like water challenges, they have Fitbit challenges, like Tanis is in there making up these crazy workouts, and then like everyone does the whole workout. But I have seen more activity and more interaction with people in this group than I have seen in 3.5 years in any group I've ever been in. Like it is remarkable. And it's like these three gals, they like tag team each other. So they will, one will post one day, the next will post the other day. And it's like this, it creates this amazing synergy and energy that's happening. And then when their prep week comes for their 21-day fix group, they post in that entire group. They say, hey guys, if you're ready to step up your game, like if you guys want to take it a little bit further, we have our upcoming 21-day challenge group. Tag the coach that invited you into this group, or message them or whatever. And they're getting, it's almost like they're getting more validation, more Success Club, more challenge packs sold, because they have that kind of third party validation going on. And so then they bring those people into that group, whoever says they're going to, and then they have those people then post their results in the big group. So then when when next month rolls along, these people are actually seeing the results, right? And they're like, whoa, what are these people doing? So we've now emulated this with our entire team. Okay. So, and it's like this is like our first week doing it, but it's like, it's crazy how much people are like so stoked about it. Okay, guys, it's like, it's amazing. So we have our week going. Like this week we're doing a water challenge. I'm giving away a custom, it's just water. And people are like freaking out about water this week. And so, so basically we, in our team page, in our Too Fit to Quit team page, that's my team is Too Fit to Quit. So in our team page, we have a document, and every single time someone adds someone to the free group, which is larger, and I could imagine it getting much larger. It's pretty big already, but I can imagine it getting much, much larger. They put the name of the person that they've invited to the group. Now, that isn't necessarily for like stepping on toes things, because we're all trustworthy and stuff like that. Sorry guys. More so like for the seasoned coaches to help mentor the newer coaches. So like, I was talking on our leaders team, on our leaders Zoom last week. I've been a coach for a long time. Like when I'm in a challenge group, or when I talk to someone and see someone in a challenge group, I know within the first couple of days if they would make a good coach. Like I see the signs that they give off if they're, super positive, but a new coach wouldn't necessarily understand that, right? Or see those same signs. So like when we're in our water challenge group, like there's already a few this week that I'm like, oh man, these people would be amazing coaches. And I can go into our team page and I can look up those names, and I can find the coach that brought them into the group. And I can message that coach, and I can be like, hey, this person's really showing signs of this. You should invite them to our 5-day sneak peek, or, invite them and ask them if they've ever thought about it, because they'd be amazing at it. So it kind of helps with mentoring new coaches. And also it builds confidence, because we also have another document in our team page that is the weekly challenges. Now, I'm not running all the challenges, right? So I'm just running this one this week, but like next week, Nicole's running a squat challenge, and she's giving away 3 samples of Shakeology. And we have basically kind of like the team call signups. but it's host a challenge group, right? So they go to Pinterest, they go wherever they're going to go, and they're going to host a 7-day challenge. And it's going to be not Beachbody related, but it's going to be fitness related. Like, you know, talking about, like, she's doing a plank challenge next week. So, and we're giving value, right? That's like the key, is to give value. So like each day, even for the water challenge, I'm giving like recipes for infused water. I'm talking about the benefits of hydration, why we need it, you know, all different aspects of that. So next week when she does the plank challenge, she's going to be talking about, you know, like, why is it important to have core strength? You know, like what muscles are activated when you do different planks, things like that. And so that's the engaging part, right? That keeps people engaging. Because would you guys agree, anyone who's had a challenge group, that that's like the hardest part, right? Is keeping people engaged for the entire thing. So that's why the 7 days, when I saw Ladina doing this in their group, I was like blown away, because these ladies, it's like, they're not just ladies. We have men too. There's men in my group too. Oh my gosh, where's the man? He's sideways. What's his name? Matt. Yeah, I don't know. Hi, Matt. So yeah, but I mean, my husband's even in this group, and he's like all participating and stuff like that, being crazy. You know, but it's fun, because it's like, it's just something so different than what I've done in the past. And, you know, I'll be the first one. I tell my coaches all the time, like, I am not perfect. And I am more than willing to learn from any source I can get it. So when I see someone like Ladina and her team just freaking crushing it, I mean, Tanis has been a coach for less than 2 months and she's almost diamond. And that's all from the way that they've strategically used this group, because they've worked together. And so like, if any of you guys have coaches already on your team, you know, a group like this, you know, I mean, like Ladina did it with just herself. She started with herself, but then she added her two other coaches. But having even a couple of coaches that you can work with, because not only is it not just you, but I think for once you get coaches underneath you, it's very, very hard to, you want something that's duplicatable. And like, for me, I felt like I was doing everything. And I had a family crisis this past month. You know, my mother-in-law passed away and she was very, very sick. And I basically freaking fell apart as a leader, right? And you know, it was my coaches that came to me and were like, you gotta lean on us. And it made me realize that, oh, maybe I'm gonna cry. Shit, Siri, because my coaches are so amazing. This guy, Matt, he's like, oh, I didn't know it was a cry fest. Welcome to Beachbody. Welcome to the cry fest. Matt, who's your coach? Who's your upline? I can't hear him.
Heather.
Oh, okay. We're cool then, right? Heather doesn't cry very much though. Right, Heather? You don't cry very much.
Oh, you and Vicki can make me cry.
Yeah, I know.
Of course, the two biggest criers.
I know, right?
It can make anyone cry, let's be real.
Yeah. But yeah, and so like, you know, basically my entire stuff fell apart, right? And it made me realize that I needed something on our team that was duplicatable. Oh yeah, totally. Beachbody and crying are synonymous, you know. Synonymous. But you know, it really made me think that we need something that's duplicatable. And so I wanted something that would, you know, because I'm trying to train new coaches and help new coaches feel confident. And I'm also at the same time wanting my seasoned coaches, like my mid-level coaches that just are afraid to step out of that comfort zone, to kind of step up a little without having to be hosting their own challenge group or doing it on their own, like still having the kind of the comfort of the mama bear around, you know, or the mama bears, you know, or daddy
Papa
bears.
bears.
Daddy bears. That sounds weird. That's kind of creepy, right?
Papa
Daddy
bears, not daddy bears.
Okay. Papa bears.
Papa bear. Yeah,
I said bird. I say bird because that's like a nest like analogy or whatever. Not bears because that's kind of weird, but anyway, totally sidetracked on that. So, but you know, and then also being able to have like leaders, you know, like Ladina, like she's really led this amazing group, and having it be like, okay, some kind of cutoff, like once you're diamond, you go off and you run your own free accountability group with your team. But see, the cool part is like we have, you know, for coaches who are new, who are afraid to ask for the sale. Like I know, like I talked to, who was it? We were talking about Monica and a bunch of other coaches were talking about how they have that fear. And you were talking about it too, Vicki, about how there's just that fear of asking for, like, for some reason you don't feel worthy, right? Like I know a lot of coaches struggle with that. Like they feel like their time isn't valuable as a coach yet, possibly because they just don't have experience. And, you know, of course, the seasoned coaches on here, or like you said, any coach has been here for longer than a week, you know, I mean, it started with some little work. If they're afraid of that and they don't know that, like, I think this group really helps because, you know, I can ask, right? I can introduce the 21-day fix group to them. Or like later on this month before our sneak peek, I'm going to be introducing the sneak peek in the group. So it's like for people who are afraid or don't know how to actually ask or invite someone to a 5-day sneak peek, they can kind of see how it's done and then let their mentors guide them, right? In a really simple system. And then, you know, we're also going to be doing a new Coach Basics on our team too, where all of the Emeralds or people who have people in the group, not necessarily just the Emeralds and higher, are going to be recording small videos of what coaching has done for them. You know, they don't have to do the whole training video for the Coach Basics, but it's really trying to get more of a team involvement in like a systematic environment. And so like, it's kind of going to be like an ongoing wave that's happening, but always having this kind of safe nest of the free accountability group.
I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
That I'm sure a lot of other people have. So do you guys do the same postings for the 5-day clean eating, the prep week, the 21-day fix, and the clean eating all in the free accountability group?
No, they're in a separate group, right?
Okay, so you just do the inviting post in the accountability group and then take them all over. Okay.
And then, so like, let's say you have people that are in the 5-day clean eating group, right? But you get them from everywhere, right? Because you're also going to be posting publicly, hopefully, and inviting people who aren't necessarily in the free accountability group. And you, and so then you have people. And then of course the next step is you say, well, if you enjoyed the 5-day clean eating group, you know, do you want to join our 21-day challenge group, which of course we'll post in the 5-day clean eating group. I'm going to cough again. Sorry. Some are going to say yes. Some are going to say no. The ones that say no, you say, okay, well, if you're not ready for that, like, would you like to join this other group that we have, you know, that is, we do weekly challenges and we have like weekly swag giveaway and stuff like that. And it's awesome. It's a fun group. And of course, you know, who's going to say no? No one's going to say no, right? They're all going to say yes. And then, you know, what they're going to do is they're going to see the people that did join you in that 21-day challenge group, because you're going to ask them, like Ladina has those people who had results in her 21-day fix group, share it with the big group. And so, you know, they share it with a big group. Or like I even asked Lisa, her coach Lisa, to share her results because she's lost like 18 pounds in the last 2 months with 21-day fix. And so I'm like, share it in the big group. She's like, okay. You know, so, I mean, so that's like an awesome way to get that third party validation, because, you know, and then they also see how we run groups, like, and kind of more of our community without, because I think that's a big thing is like, you know, so many people, I mean, I have a daughter running down the stairs. I can hear her. Okay, go tell your brothers. Let me get something. Sorry. 3 kids, 3 dogs, no husband here. So I can't remember what I was saying today. People are just really, I don't know, someone posted in one of the team pages today about seeing so many different groups, right? And seeing so many different salespeople and how people are just so, like on social media, it's just become so freaking tacky, right? I mean, just like everywhere you go, it's like different. I mean, Beachbody doesn't teach you to do that generally, but you know, you do see some Beachbody coaches that don't quite get it yet, or they don't have the right training because they're not on our awesome team. You know, and so you just get so tired of the bombardment. And if we get tired of it and we're like in network marketing, we know about it, then you know the average person that you're going to be talking to is way more tired of it than you are. And so I feel like that really helps is the free group. Like that's what I've kind of seen with Ladina and how she's done it too, is that like it just builds that trust, and they really see that you're genuinely there to add value and to serve them and to help them in any way you possibly can. Because I truly believe that, I know some people that think that free groups like this are a waste of time. I will never in a million years ever think that, because I would have never become a coach if Vicki had not let me in without buying a challenge pack. And now I'm retiring, after a 16-year accounting career because of it. And so like, I will never undervalue that. Like, and you never know where someone will go. Ladina, were you going to say something? You're unmuted.
Yeah, just a couple of things. I was just going to make sure to point out that I never remove anybody from the accountability group. So if they choose to join any of the other, private groups, I always keep them in there. And another way of bringing people into that group is just allowing them to know that it's a private group. So like, a lot of people don't want to be on there talking about their health and fitness and, their struggles or what's going on. And some people that I've had in there now for a while, they're the ones that are posting their own pictures. And they, in the beginning, they were like, no, I am not doing that. So it has over time built that trust. And even though we're bringing more people in, they're becoming more confident within themselves because they're seeing changes. So it's definitely worked. So.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Ladina, for creating this on your own and sharing it with everybody.
I know. I'm like, I am stealing this from you, because like it's like just seeing her group and seeing the community and the camaraderie that they've built, and really seeing the interaction and how they strategically, I mean, it's no accident, they strategically plan posting for their 21-day fix group in that group. They have these different groups planned, so the different challenges and stuff like that. And then we're just kind of taking it a little bit further and expanding it on our own team, and then including like the 5-day sneak peeks and things like that. And with the same thing, oh my gosh. Okay, I need you to go upstairs.
Ari both had those things.
Okay, go upstairs. There's lots of food upstairs. Go upstairs.
But there's cheese and
Oh my gosh. Okay, talk to your brothers. They'll figure it out.
How dare you only have.
This is so awesome. We only have cheese and bars. Really, you think that's all I have in my house is cheese and bars? Like,
Oh, I thought you said water, cheese and water.
no, she wants something to eat, and she's like, all we have is string cheese and protein bars. Apparently, that's what we live off in our house. Don't you know that's coach life, right? Isn't this great though, that you can be a coach and be on a business meeting like this and have your children running around screaming, and that's okay, it's acceptable. See, that's why we're coaches, right? Because we can do it on our own terms, like Vicki said. But yeah, like, so I mean, Ladina, they've crushed it. I mean, and I've just seen it consistently come out of that group. And I was talking to Ladina, I was like, are all these success points coming from that group? She's like, pretty much, yeah. Like, it's all, from this system and having it be systematically done. And the one thing I think is cool too is how you asked about the same scripts?
Jen asked if you guys reuse the same group every month or create new ones.
Do you, Ladina? I'm not going to. I'm creating new ones.
I create new ones as well.
Yeah.
Because they're all still within the accountability group. So then I just go back to the accountability group or whomever is next to run it, and they post, and then we just pull them out and create a new little group.
So you keep the same free accountability group though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And, we were talking about it too, because, she's only got technically like 3 coaches running yours, right? That's all you have in yours. Okay. And, we did it with our bigger team, and expanded it for people. And I was thinking, gosh, it got pretty big in one day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking, are people going to get tired of that? But you know what? I was thinking about it, and I'm members of groups that I really, really like that have like 15,000 members in them. Like my flexible dieting and IFYM groups have like 15,000, and I don't get bombarded by notifications. And I post and I'll see stuff. And granted, I don't see everything in those groups, but you better believe I go in those groups and I scroll. like in those groups to see what people are posting and see what people are doing and stuff like that when I want to get ideas or things like that. So I was thinking about that with even these free groups because, you know, it's just, it's the value part is what it's, you know, like someone may not really be interested in a water challenge, but you know, someone may really be totally stoked about Nicole's plank challenge that she's doing next week.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like I'm not on Pinterest. Well, I am on Pinterest. Everyone sends me pictures on Pinterest. I don't even know how to access it. I don't even know what to do. I get emails that say, hey, this person sent you a picture on Pinterest. And I'm like, I don't even know how to look at it. But like, so, you know, that's what they said is like, there's, did I sound old then? That's what they said. The young folk on my team that are using Pinterest, they all told me that there's these 7-day challenges you can get off Pinterest. Yeah, or wherever, you know, I mean, get them, you know, any kind of thing. And it could be, you know, I mean, the sky's the limit, really, whatever you're interested in. And that's what I love about it is because that's a really good opportunity for new coaches to host the challenge group and get comfortable posting in a challenge group and get comfortable getting content from like the internet and different resources, finding content from like our Mr. Republic training sites, you know, and stuff like that. Cause we have tons of different scripts and things like that on those sites. And then really getting into something that they like, you know, being able to post about something that they like.
Yeah.
And building that confidence. Cause I think that's the key is confidence is key. And confidence really, you can't read about it. You got to learn. You got to do it. Confidence comes from action. You know.
Can I add on to this? It's kind of something similar. This is something that I have talked to a few of my coaches. I have a March Mastermind group, and we did a little compilation of doing something very similar. But I was actually going to start implementing it for the 22-minute hardcore test group that we started Monday. But so it would be like a recruiting challenge. So it's very similar to inviting, like posting in the group as a whole and doing a team unified. But so every Friday do a different challenge for all the people that are in the challenge group. So the first Friday is every participant, like in the 21-day or 22-minute hardcore, I always say hardcore, I'm sorry, hardcore challenge group, they're going to do a coming out post and asking for support from their friends and family on Facebook. So they're going to post on their wall saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm hoping to get you guys to support and hold me accountable. If you guys see me out eating pizza, you know, smack it away from my hand. Or if you guys don't see me posting about my workout, show encouragement. The second week, it's going to be Pay It Forward Friday. So they're going to post either a workout photo or a motivational pic, encouraging, adding value, or showing some other people on their Facebook page or their Instagram that they could be doing what they're doing too. The third week is a progress pic of their first photos and their third week photos, and ask for encouragement. And then the fourth week is invite to join them the next month. So it's stepping them up to become a coach. And even if, like, I talked to Josh Coates about this before I brought it to my other girls, and he said this is a way to get your challengers set up to be inviting coaches and other challengers before they're even a coach, and it shows them like basically what you're doing. It helps them kind of be formed into what we do as coaches without even knowing it. And then because when you invite people, like, you know, a lot of us have challengers and we're like, okay, girlfriend or boyfriend, even though Matt would never call another guy a boyfriend. Anyways, you're like, hey girl, oh my God, I can't just, hey you.
Hey person,
yeah.
with no sexual gender. Like,
you're basically doing what I'm doing, except for not getting paid for it, right? Or you're just as positive as me, or you're sharing your journey just like me. But a lot of people are like, oh no, I can never do what you do. For whatever reason, they think what we do is like this extravagant thing that they can never get their hands on. But that's not true at all. As we all know, you know, we cry, we hang out, we lift weights and pump iron and, you know, take selfies. I don't know what else we do. But by showing them these like little things every week that they do, I mean, granted, we do a lot more postings than just once a week, but showing them that. And even if at the end and you tell them, hey, you just got 3 friends to join you, how about you sign up as a coach and you can get your next month's Shakeology paid for? Or, you know, even if they decide not to sign up as a coach, they're referring 3 friends to you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Ladina's got that too going in her group. She's got gals that she's asked to become a coach. They're like, oh, I don't know. But I tell everyone, people keep asking me, I'm sending them all to you, you know, and it's like, that's a really good thing too. Or letting people invite, like, I know like yours isn't, the 22 test group isn't is a paid challenge, but you know, for the free groups too, like having people that are in there invite other people too, like, you know, do you like what you see? Is this fun? Is this a fun group for you? You know, invite your friends, invite 3 friends this week and you get entered to win a prize, you know. And we treat everyone too, like, and I learned this from Ladina as well, because she's awesome. Can I shout her up even more tonight? Because this group, no, I'm seriously, like, you know, when you like, something happens, it just doesn't necessarily have to be with Beachbody, but like something happens and you just know this is like a flipping game changer. Like, and you've seen it, right? Like I've seen it and I've witnessed it with her. And
you mean you're excited about something and you're holding that excitement and you keep it going?
yeah,
Kind of like,
yeah. You're like, oh my God, yeah. And you know, and it was, you know, you're talking about the wake up calls. Like I kind of briefly went into it before I started crying. My daughter came down here, but like my you know, my life kind of fell apart and I realized I needed to be able to rely on my team more and have them step up to the plate. And so I think that happens with everyone as you start to grow a team. Like you feel the massive amounts of pressure on yourself because you have all these people that you need to take care of is what you think, but you really don't need to take care of them. You need to guide and mentor them and teach them to rise up is what. Okay. Okay. I will handle it in a second. This is enough.
Boys are being rude.
Mom voice is coming out here now. Okay.
Oh, yes, it is.
William and Trevor.
Not Trevor, he's not being rude.
Oh, it's Noah.
You guys, I'm sorry. But yeah, so I realized that I needed something that I could rely on. And so this also helps me as a leader because, you know, I was like basically helpless the last couple weeks, you know, and I was the one running a lot of the challenge groups, you know. It's like I was running a challenge group or like the Push to Elmo group. I'm sure some of you guys were in it and you're like, where the heck did Cindy go? She's like not even posting anymore. She's like totally checked out, like, you know, but having so that was like me failing forward and I failed miserably. And I realized that I needed to do something. And, you know, Ladina and I talked about it too, because Ladina was struggling and she realized that with the original design of her group, she realized that she was just making more work for herself. And so then now she's having her coaches run like they take turns running the 21-day challenge group, which is really cool because they use the script you use the Misfit Republic script, right?
Yep.
But they change it up a little. They don't just copy and paste. They kind of change it up and word it into their words. So even though they may have someone who's in the first group hosted by Ladina, and then they want to keep going after 3 weeks, then they go in the second group hosted by Tanis, and Tanis is posting hers a little bit different. It doesn't seem like it's the same group, right? But then you can actually, you know, work off of each other and actually work more as a team, right? Because I feel like that's where, I mean, it falls apart. Seriously, you guys, I'm so sorry. My kids are.
And where did Nick go?
He's at the airport.
Ah.
Uh-oh. Well, that's so awesome. Thank you so much for that. How long have you been doing this for, Ladina?
I would say, well, it started where I was just doing my own 21-day fixed groups, and it was kind of like the same people. And eventually, when I started adding more, we just decided to dissolve it into an accountability group. So I'd say it's probably been going for maybe two months, going on 3 months.
Awesome.
So then this way people can take a break if they want to, but nobody has. They just kind of keep rolling around into the next group, and that works.
Awesome.
So.
All good, Cindy?
Now there's silence in my house, which means more danger than kids screaming.
That's more danger, yes.
I don't know. So that, you know, I know it was kind of off, it was all kind of rambling and off topic and stuff like that. But I really think that, you know, I have shied away from the free accountability groups for that reason, because I didn't know really what to do with them. So seeing her really model that and seeing it be like the different types of challenges each week, giveaways, who doesn't love a giveaway? Even if it's something, you know, stupid, like people don't even care. Like if it's like one little thing, they love it. They'll like fight tooth and nail for that, like one little thing. And, you know, I was telling them I have like 52 weeks worth of swag sitting in my garage that we can just give away each week for all these different challenges and stuff. And you know, it really helps too for people who are like a lone program person, you know, like, I mean, I just had a gal buy a size challenge pack and she doesn't, you know, it's like, where am I going to put her? You know, so I just put her right in the group.
That's awesome.
You know, so stuff like that. But it's really good, I think, for building confidence and with new coaches and helping new coaches get mentored to a point where they're not afraid to recruit and not afraid to, you know, invite to groups and stuff. Cause I feel like that's everyone's biggest, I mean, that was my biggest downfall, was my fear of inviting. And I think that, you know, that's definitely what I've seen like over the years is with everyone. That's their biggest fear.
I think this is very helpful too, not even just, I mean, especially for brand new coaches or even coaches that have been a coach for a while and still have that fear of inviting, but it's also good for every single coach who has, you know, a vacation or has something horrible come up in their life where they need to step away, or other things where they don't feel like their business is going to fall apart, or their coaches are going to fall apart, or their challenge group is going to fall apart because they're not able to give their all. It's a community effort. And I absolutely love this so very much. So thank you both of you, Cindy and Ladina, for sharing this with us tonight. This is so awesome. So awesome.
Yeah. And then we'll still join you for, you know, test groups. Like I think test groups are better as like the larger team and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, I would encourage anyone who's not, you know, not even Diamond. Obviously Diamond should be doing their own, but like, you know, Emeralds and their team, people who are building a team, to even make their own, or even you make a bigger one too for, you know, like Unstoppable Misfits thing, you know, because
this is definitely something that's going to be implemented. Thank you, Ladina. Woo, woo. Oh.
I know.
You're welcome.
The smarty coach.
See, this is what I love about this. First off, we never stop growing as coaches. And even when you think like you could be a Diamond coach and, you know, you only learn from, no, you don't look like at other Diamonds. You look everywhere. You learn something new from every single one of us. You know, everyone has a different vibe or a different way of doing things. And Ladina created this entire awesomeness herself, and it's going to be duplicated.
Yeah. I mean, that's like,
yes.
Yeah, I know that's the key. Yeah. Don't ever think that you can, yeah. I mean, believe me, I will never get to the point where I'm like, oh, by the way, if I ever do get to this point, if something happens and my brain stops working and y'all see me walking around like, you're not a diamond. You're not a diamond coach. Don't talk to me. Like, you have my permission
you
now on recording to slap my face.
When you get a British accent and you...
Yeah, I know. Like, because that's like apparently what I feel like Sydney people do is talk in a British accent. I don't know. Like, yeah, I will never have it. So, but if it ever does, if some kind of weird brain lapse happens in my life, like,
I'll throat punch you.
Yes. Everyone on this Zoom has permission to throat punch me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alexis is like on it.
And I live close to you too, so.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Like, don't ever stop learning as a coach.
Right.
That is like the key. I mean, I think that like, don't ever stop trying new things. You know, I mean, like I've tried a million things, and you just got to find what works for you and what vibes with you. And then you're going to find your own tribe based off of that vibe. Whoa. Totally rhymed. Totally rhymed. And it sounded kind of cool.
Well, thank you guys all. Thank you both for sharing those. I know all of us are going to go and move and run with it. Yeah. So thank you. I was going to ask you to post or share something that you talked about, and I didn't write it down. Never mind. Sorry. One thing that I do want to, will one of you guys post in the big team page, like, examples of challenges that you guys run for the free groups, like the water challenge or the plank challenge or the squat challenge? I mean, we could literally come up with any, but giving people like a running start with them, that would be awesome.
Workout of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that Tiana is doing.
Yeah, her wacky Wednesdays.
Yeah, she does like these crazy workouts that she designs them and then she videotapes it and then posts it in the group. And
Did you just
and
say
people will-
videotape
Yeah.
with her VCR camcorder?
At least it wasn't a beta. Who's old enough to know what that is?
But yeah, that would be awesome.
Examples. And I love, so we did the team sign up. That's what we did on our page, because like it's kind of cool, you know, have it be just like the team call sign up or whatever it is, because it gives people kind of a responsibility, something they can get excited about, something they can. And even though they may, you know, I mean, even hosting a team call, it's always nerve-wracking. Even if you've done it a million times and you know all the people on your team, you're still nervous, you know. And same thing with hosting a challenge, but it's really that kind of those moments that make you a better person and make you a better coach and just make you a better leader and better at self-leadership too.
Right. And keeps you moving forward.
Yeah. So for sure. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm like so beyond excited for taking it on with our whole team, not just Ladina, because obviously, I mean, I've seen how they've crushed it. So, you know.
Yeah. Next
There you
up,
go.
you'll hear Ladina on the National Wake Up Call.
I know, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Boom.
And which means you, Cindy, will be a 1-star.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's like that's one thing that it's like you have those systems and aha moments. Like that's my aha moment, is keeping things simple.
Right.
You know, I even with training all my new coaches, I actually have 4 coaches on my team that are over halfway to diamond now. And I'm going to go 1-star, 4-star. That's what I'm going to do. Didn't you?
Yep.
You went 1-star, 4-star?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Where you're only really technically 1-star because you got all these coaches on your leg, your one leg.
Yep.
Even though you have like 4 diamonds, they're all on the same leg, so you only go 1-star. Yeah. But it's like, you know, that's what it's been, is all keeping it very simple. And all those coaches that are almost a diamond are everything is very simple. No fancy crap.
Right.
You know, get rid of the fancy crap. Get back to basics. Get back to the 3 vital behaviors.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Cindy or Ladina before I stop the recording and take a selfie?
Me, I do.
Go ahead.
So I know with the water challenge that Cindy's doing, like we're just posting every day how much water we're doing. But like, say you wanted to do the squats or the planks, like what do you do for every day? Like, should you make it more challenging every day? Like, try to hold it for 30 seconds. Did you get it for that? And then up it the next day, or what would you recommend?
Well, I would recommend not reinventing the wheel, because I am a reformed wheel reinventor. So I recommend using this amazing product called Google. So, and you Google it, or you whatever, fancy people Pinterest it, right? And you find one that's already pre-made. And usually that's how they work, right? They're usually like, you know, you plank for 30 seconds one day, 45 seconds the next day, and you work your way up for the however many days. So yeah, I mean, literally that's what I've been doing for the 7-day water challenge. I Googled 7-day water challenge, and I've been getting all these different images. And then of course I'm putting in my own text with it, basically along with it, you know, getting different water infusing recipes and things like that. So, I mean, I would like look up, you know, 7-day. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes,
so I need to get on Pinterest, right? Megan, you sent me stuff on Pinterest, right? Didn't you? I think she did send me stuff on Pinterest. Yes. See, she did. I got the email so I could look at it, but I don't know how to access it on my little Pinterest app.
I sent you a Star
You
Wars
need to go to
coffee
your
mug.
computer. It'll be easier that way.
I know. I don't see. I don't have time.
One recommendation though is
Yeah.
not to go like longer than 7 days.
Yeah,
I have found that people are just like, yeah, I'm done. What's next? Or they just stop communicating. So just if you're going to do something, and we've even done them where they're shorter. So Lisa, she's famous for going online and she'll find like do 10 burpees, do 10 jumping jacks, do 10 push-ups, like, and say, okay, do it, and post below when you're done. And that'll go for like 2 or 3 days, and then it'll drop off, and then it'll come back a couple days later, you know, who's still doing it, let's start again. And so, like, just short spurts, not these long drawn out, because I know a lot of the planking ones I've seen are squats, they're like 30 days, and
Yeah.
that's a long stinking time.
I know, I've been in one of those before. Like, one of my coaches who's no longer a coach tried to do a 30-day squat challenge, and I tried to do it with her, and by like day 5 or 6 there was just
you're like,
it was like cricket in the group and stuff. And she had a lot of people in that group too. Yeah, so definitely 7 days. You could even do like a
yoga pose challenge.
Yeah, you could do yoga. You could do a pop challenge of the day, and like have it be like a flash challenge, like if it's really quiet, and have it be just for that day, and have a prize for everyone that like participates that day or something like that.
And put them in a raffle or something.
Yeah. So that's what it is. I'm using, I don't know how Ladina's been doing this, but I have like one of those online things where you just plug in the names, and then is that what you use too, Ladina?
No, I did it the old-fashioned way. I cut up little pieces of paper and put them in a hat, and back to my Beachbody hat, so I could show that.
That's good. You could do that too, right? Yeah. Look at me. I'm all going digital, and you're like going. I'm surprised that you don't work like that. Maybe I'll have Zoe do it.
I will tell you though, like when you pick your price to mail, like be conscious of that. So we just had this long discussion in our team page about. I did up all these little water bottles, and one of the challenges we each like picked. It worked out, but we were strategic in planning and who was getting Shakeology to test and try. And when you mail them, it actually adds up really fast. So like I did 6 bottles with 3 packages of Shakeology and one of my coach's gift, and it was like $44. So it adds up quickly. So just be careful. Be conscious of that. I guess that was something that I'm like, oh yeah, water bottle, let's do a drawing. And so now I'm a little bit better about planning that. So,
or even doing just one thing a week, one a week. That would be good. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited because people love free stuff. And I'm, like for networking, one thing too that Lodina does in her group that we're also emulating in our larger group too is when they welcome new people, like it's a challenge group. Right. So when someone adds someone to the group, they're like, hey, everyone, welcome so-and-so to our group. And like everyone, just like it's a new coach, right? Everyone in the group is like, oh my gosh, hey, welcome to our group. And so they're automatically like, oh, whoa, weird. Like,
wait a minute, what's going on?
Yeah, like all these people are being nice to me. It's not like a coach where you preempted them and say, hey, I'm going to welcome you to these team pages. And you're totally going to get bombarded by like all this love from everyone. But it's like,
why do we warn our coaches, but we don't warn our challengers?
I know, our challengers, yes. So, but it's
I don't warn my coaches. They find out.
I always tell them like, prepared to have your notifications blow up for the day. Like, it's basically what I tell them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm just so excited about it. It's just like, just sitting there and watching her do it and just the confidence I've seen it build in her and her own coaches too. Like, it's just that kind of confidence is what builds leaders. And I know that, and I've seen that, and that's what all of us want, right? We all want to move forward with our businesses. We want to grow our own teams. We want to help our coaches become the best that they can. And, we all grow bigger and badder together, and badder in a good way, not in a bad way. Badder with like a capital BADDER. Right.
Badass.
Yeah. Bigger and badass. Or yeah.
All right. Does anyone have any last minute questions?
Y'all knew it was going to go long, right? Because I was on it.
It's you.
Vicki told me she was going to talk for 10 minutes.
I said 15 actually. Hold on.
I hear Candy Crush.
No, it's my house phone because
a house phone. I don't even know.
I'm in 1980 and I have
a house phone. I
know every time I call it, you never answer, and you're home.
It rings like 2.5 times, and you've been to my house. It's large. It's very hard to run to the tiny little phone.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and press stop